Do we have a juicy one today? So, hey everybody, Scott Aaron here. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So, there is a new restriction on LinkedIn. There is a brand new restriction, meaning there is a new limitation. And again, something that LinkedIn is doing to protect those that are on the platform. And this is a really important one, and I'm going to explain why this restriction was specifically put into place, but also what you can do to combat it, how you can make sure that you're not abusing this restriction, you don't get blocked, you don't get restricted. So, we're going to dive into this, and I'm going to give you some things that you can do to make sure that you're using LinkedIn and this specific feature properly. So, let's dive on in. Hey everybody, Scott Aaron here. So, as you are coming on live, if you choose to do so, I love hearing from everyone. So, drop into the comments below. Please do say hi and where you are tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay if you are watching this on the replay. Tag some people, share this video, like, love, support, react to this any which way you want. Tag some people. But please do not forget to head over to my LinkedIn profile if you have not done so already. And please hit my follow button and turn my LinkedIn notification bell on. So, again, I got someone from California saying hello. I can't see who it is, but thank you so much for joining. So, again, as you come on, do say hi and where you're coming in from. So, this is big. This is big. I was connecting with one of my friends on LinkedIn. And it's so funny. I didn't even notice it. I had going back. This basically happened about 2 weeks ago. Looking back, I did notice something, but didn't really pay mind to it until this friend of mine who I connected with yesterday. Oh, hey, Carol. Awesome. And we got Louisville in the house. Awesome. So again, as you're coming on, say hi and where you're tuning in from. So the big thing is this. This happened about 2 weeks ago. And again, I didn't notice it at first, but after I connected with this friend of mine, they said, "Did you hear about this new restriction?" And I'm like, "No." And I said, "What's the restriction?" And they told me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm actually happy about this restriction, and I'm going to explain why." So, drop a Y or a yes, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Drop a Y or a yes if part of you is sick and tired of getting all of the spam messages and the spam connection requests with the spammy notes that are attached to them. So drop a Y or a yes. I for one, yes, like with 16 exclamation points. Like, I am sick and tired of those things. So if you're tired of that, just drop a Y or a yes. Yep. So I got triple yeses. Yep. I got some more yeses. Yeah. So LinkedIn always does what they can to protect the users of the platform from the spammers. Now, what I will say is this. We're never completely 100% safe from the spammers, because there's a lot of marketing companies and companies out there that are doing things to violate the user agreement, which, number one, is using software that connects in messages and all that stuff. But here's the thing. LinkedIn does pay attention, and they do have our best interest in mind always. They want to make this platform amazing. They want to make it a platform that we enjoy being on, and not one that we just want to turn our head away from and go somewhere else. So in recent months, there has been an explosion of spam messages and connection request notes. And again, if you can agree that there's been an overabundance of these connection request spam messages, these 18 paragraph long drunkalog verbal vomit messages, and these connection notes, if you've seen this explosion yourself, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now again, if you're coming on late, please do say hi. So here's the deal. LinkedIn. Now this only affects the free accounts on LinkedIn. So as many of you may know, everything that I've done, everything that Nancy and I teach, everything that we believe in is squeezing as much juice out of the free version of LinkedIn as possible. And if people want to go ahead and they want to pay for LinkedIn Premium, Navigator, or Recruiter and spend that money, totally up to them. But everything that we teach, everything that we talk about is maximizing the usage of the free version and not violating any of the potential do nots and restrictions on the platform. You guys have heard me talk about this before, not to go over 100 sent connection requests in a week. Do not abuse the search engine, 12 to 15 searches per month. Make sure that you get rid of all of the unaccepted sent requests, all those things. Don't message too many people in a day. Don't view too many profiles in a day, all of those things. And someone says, seems like that's all I've been getting lately. Yes, me too. But that's about to change. That's about to change. So for those that are using the free account on LinkedIn, which is the vast majority of people on LinkedIn. Now, there are people that need to use premium. I believe coaches and consultants, the entrepreneurial side of things, people really don't need premium. They can do everything that they need to do using the free version. Now, someone that's in sales or in marketing or recruiting, corporate recruiting, yeah, you may benefit from Premium, Navigator, or Recruiter, but if it's just you, if you're that solopreneur, you're fine doing this on their own. So here's the new restriction. You are only allowed 15 to 20 notes added to connection requests per month. So I'm going to punch this in just so you guys can see it. 15 to 20 connection request notes allowed per month. That's it. So when you are sending your connection requests, you are only allowed to send between 15 to 20 connection request notes allowed per month. Now, that's with the free version. If you have Navigator, Recruiter, or Premium, you can send as many of these as you want. But here's the thing. Is it really worth paying $49 to $79 a month just to add a note? I'm going to go over with you guys today as well. When should you actually add a note? I'm going to give you 3 instances when you should add a note. Other than that, they're putting this restriction on there. Now, the other interesting restriction is on the free accounts of LinkedIn. The character limit for that note is only 200. So it's a short message. If you're using Premium, Navigator, or Recruiter, it's 300. You get an extra 100 characters, but also unlimited notes. But here's the thing. Why did LinkedIn do this? Because people are sick and tired of getting these connection requests with sales pitch notes. That's why they did it. The other thing is this. Now, all these people that have marketing companies that are connecting and messaging for their clients are going to get restricted because most of those people, they're paying these marketing companies to do this for them. They're going to get them restricted because their belief is, oh, we're going to send a note with every single connection request, they'll get blocked after the first day because you can only send 100 in a week. Now, not only is that person paying a marketing company to do this when they shouldn't because it's violating the user agreement, but now that marketing company might turn around and say, hey, if you want to attach a note to every connection request, you should upgrade to premium. So now all these people are going to start paying for Premium, Navigator, and Recruiter. Doesn't make sense, does it? Again, this is just another way, and this is not LinkedIn saying, well, if you're going to do that, we want you to pay for it. It doesn't have anything to do with that. They want people using this platform genuinely and authentically and in a real way. They want people to stop this spray and pray methodology. So if that's clear and if that makes sense so far, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So again, if you're coming on late, please do say hi and where you're tuning in from, or hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you are watching this on the replay, tag some people, share this video, like, love, support, react to this any which way you want. But please don't forget to go over to my LinkedIn profile, hit my follow button, and turn my LinkedIn notification bell on so you do not miss any of my content, especially my 2 trainings that I do per week on Mondays and Thursdays. Now, so what does this restriction look like is the bigger question. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. So I'm going to head on to LinkedIn. Now, so when you're doing a search, this is when that is obviously correlated to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search entrepreneurial podcast host. Okay. Now, I'm going to select people. And then, as always, I'm going to click on second connections. Okay. I'm going to click on second connections. And Tammy says, yes. Awesome. All right. So let me just show you. So right here, just as an example, I'm going to confidential conversation. So I'm going to hit connect. And you're going to see LinkedIn is going to say, personalize your connection by adding a note. LinkedIn members are more likely to accept invitations. Now, I'm going to go over when you actually should. So what I'm going to do is you have the option, send without a note or add a note. So I'm going to hit add a note. And here it is. Says it right there. Right now, it shows you that I have 18 personalized messages left to send. Now, here's the thing. If we are restricted with how many of these notes that we can add and send, we have to be super specific about who we're sending these notes to. So this is a brand new restriction. Now, here's the thing. If you end up using up all of these in a matter of days, they are refreshed at the beginning of every month. At the beginning of every month, they are refreshed. But here's the other thing. So someone asked, if, say, I send all 20 of my connection requests with the note added, and I use them all up, and only 2 of those people ended up accepting my connection request, which means there were 18 people where I attached the note that did not accept yet. And they're in my sent request box. And you say to yourself, well, let me do this. Let me go into my sent request. Let me delete all the unaccepted connection requests because maybe I'll get those notes back. It doesn't happen that way. So people think if you withdraw the connection request with the note, that's going to withdraw the note and get that back. Once you use it, it's gone. because it takes up to 3 weeks for that individual that you're withdrawing the connection request to be put back in the pool. So they're counting it either way. So once the note is used, whether someone accepts or not, or it's even withdrawn, doesn't matter. It counts either way. So if that's clear and if that makes sense, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, for those that have been following me for a while, you know my belief. If you don't know the person at all, you just hit connect. You don't even think about adding a note. You don't even think about it. The great thing about this, it makes it very, very clear and specific, even more of when you should actually send these connection requests with an added note at all. Now, so again, if everybody is clear on this new restriction, what it looks like and what you can and can't do, just drop a number 1 in the chat or just type the word clear. CLEAR. If you guys are clear on this, just drop a number 1 or type the word clear. I just want to make sure you guys understand you are only allowed 15 to 20 added notes to connection requests moving forward. Good. Awesome. Now, here's the thing. For those that are sick and tired of all the connection notes, you're going to start seeing a slight reduction in those because now there's a lot of people that have to pay to use this function to get unlimited. And between you and me, there's probably a fair amount of people that aren't in the monetary position to pay $49 to $79 a month just to add a note to a connection request. But people are going to start getting restricted, so it's going to be cut off. And again, there's a lot of companies out there that utilize this strategy to add a note to every connection request. It is going to put a significant kink in their hose. Big time. So let me just dive in a little bit deeper with you guys and go over the 3 instances. So it brings up, okay, how can I maximize? If I'm only given 15 to 20 connection requests where I can add a note, how do I maximize that? So if you did want to send those 15 to 20 notes over a month-long period, which people should you send that connection request to and add that note? Well, number 1, if you actually know the person. This could be a colleague, an ex-colleague, an employee, an ex-employee, a friend, a family member, a client, an ex-client, someone that you actually know, not a stranger. You actually know this human being. You would send them a connection request. You would add a note like, oh my God, can't believe we're not connected on here. Would love to connect with you on here. Hope all is well. Can't wait to talk. You have to actually know the person. That's number 1. Number 2, if you were referred to connect with them. So maybe a connection of yours or a good friend of yours was doing some networking. And during the networking that you were doing with that individual, that person revealed certain areas of struggle or things that they needed help with. And they said, who do you know? And just as an example, say someone said, I'm really struggling how to really build my brand and market myself and generate sales on LinkedIn. Do you know anybody? And they may say, you know what? Reach out to my friend Scott. He's great. He's worked with thousands of people. He's got over 500 recommendations on his LinkedIn profile. You can check out the credibility there. So this person goes on to my LinkedIn profile, reads through my experience, my expertise, my testimonials, and then sends me a connection request and says, hey, our mutual friend so-and-so recommended I connect with you because I'm looking for some help with LinkedIn. Would love to connect. That is the proper way to use the added note feature if you were referred to connect with that person. If that's clear and if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, so again, the big thing we're talking about is you are only allowed 15 to 20 connection request notes per month now. You are only allowed 15 to 20 connection request notes per month. Now, number one, if you are going to utilize this feature, the connection request notes, there's 3 instances. Number one, if you actually know the person. Number two, if you were referred to connect with them by a mutual friend or connection. And finally, number 3, and I include a note when I recently met someone at an event that I really want to further connect with them. The words were taken right out of my mouth. Number 3, you can read it right there. Make a reference as to how you found them. And this is a prime example. Would love to connect with you. I met you at a recent event, the XYZ event. Would love to connect and talk to you further. Perfect example. I listened to your podcast today. Would love to connect. I watched your LinkedIn Live. Would love to connect further. Make a personal reference. If you're going to use the added notes and you're only allowed 15 to 20, are you going to waste them on people that you don't know, that you have no connection point to? Absolutely not. My friend Stephanie says, wow, I get a lot of referrals and always add a note to remind them who connected us. I get way more than 15 a month sometimes, though. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is a newer restriction. And again, the way that you can find out is just the way that I showed you. So if you do want to kind of check it out and see how many you're actually given, right? Go in, do a search, hit connect, hit add a note, and it will show you how many personalized invitations you have left to give. This is a really good thing. Trust me, for those that are like, oh man, another restriction. This is better for us. This is better for the people that believe in true, genuine human connection, that actually want to state a connection point. But also it's for the people that are sick and tired of all the spam messages and spam connection notes that are being sent every single second on LinkedIn. This is a good thing. This is a good thing, and I want you guys to embrace this. So remember, the new restriction is you are only allowed 15 to 20 personalized connection request notes per month. They are refreshed at the end of every month. Even if people don't accept your connection request and you withdraw them, you don't get them back. Once they're sent, it ticks down, and that's it. Once you use them, they're done. So you got to be clear and you got to be specific in the ways that you're using them. If you know the person, if you were referred to connect with them, and if you make a reference as to how you found them, a mutual event, mutual friend, podcast, a training, a workshop, whatever it is. So, as always, drop in the comments below, what did you find most valuable today in this training about this new connection request note limitation and restriction that LinkedIn has brought about? I would love to hear from you guys. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's training. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.